Hello and a warm welcome back up to the loft. And here we are working on the extension to the main track table. And I'm pleased to say that I've finally got hold of the materials I want and I've made a good start on extending it. So from the sort of 12 by 6 size it was for the original layout I planned, we should hopefully end up with something about 16 feet by 7 foot 10, 7 foot 11, which means I'll be able to work on my hybrid design of the track plan number 17 from the third edition of the Hornby track plans. Now, because this is going to be a Super 4 base layout, there are going to have to be changes because we don't have any express points or curve points. But we'll overcome that with just some slight changes. And because I'm not going to have a well in the middle, we're going to have quite a large addition to the layout, which I've yet to decide what it's going to be, but something exciting in the centre. So, as a few people have pointed out, rather than going out and trying to build it all at once, we're going to just do small sections at a time, get them running, and just enjoy building the layout over a period of time. Now hopefully by next week this table will be finished and we can start looking at how the track's going to evolve. Now I guess we ought to run a train. We're up here, I've got the test layout behind me, so let's not mess about anymore. And I think I've still got the Hornby Dublo diesel electric Cocoa on the line, but let's assemble something different behind it. So I'll see you in a minute. Right, so here we are back at the test track, and here's the Dublo Cocoa diesel electric, and I'll show you what I've hooked up behind it today. So let's just see if I can move this slowly forward, bring into view first carriage, which is an open corridor brake in second class, followed by an open corridor first class, followed by a restaurant car, sleeper car, another sleeper car, and a full brake. So quite a nice rake of the later Hornby Dublo coaches. I think these were probably the ones that were offered for sale when they went sadly bankrupt. Now these are built slightly differently to the normal Dublo coaches. They are still tin plate, the sides, but they've got a nice moulded roof, moulded ends, a bit more detail in the underbody, and some metal handrails on the ends. And this British Rail rake looks pretty good behind this British Rail diesel electric. So we've got a service here reminiscent of a 60s service up to north of the border. Now they take a bit of pulling, these Dublo coaches, but this powerful Ringfield locomotive is up to the job. I know it's only a small loop of track we've got here, but still looks like a nice rake of coaches. Got the large radius Hornby curves here, and they're handled quite nicely. It's one of my favourite locomotives. I probably said that last week, but I know it's a bit agricultural with its gearing and lack of detail, but it still looks pretty good on the layout. And I quite like the noise all these coaches and locomotives make on the metal track. It's different from the Triang, but it's got a bit of a charm of its own. There's some real build quality going on with these items. And when you consider that these date from the late 50s, early 60s, they've stood the test of time well. Right, well, we'll watch it go around a bit more. Let's see if we can get a little bit closer to the It's a nice colour, these VR coaches. Nice glazing, interior detail. This was the limit really that they got to, Hornby Dublo. They've embraced a little bit of moulding with the roof and the ends, but still the cost of making these coaches compared to Triang must have been pretty prohibitive. Well, thanks for looking at the channel again. Hopefully next week I'll have the main Triang table finished and we can start looking at how the track laying is going to evolve. But until then, I'll leave this Coco going around this circuit. We'll watch it a couple more times and I'll say goodbye.